Well, I feel like the biggest difference was, of course, I went out of state, and being away from home was a big thing. And when I first got there, I was really sad and thinking, oh man, I miss my family, I miss everything, I miss being back here. And so that was rough. So definitely the distance for me. And the first couple of days in college, I'll tell everybody, you're worried about making friends. You're like, it's just like the first day of school all over again. And I would tell anybody, like, just wait till the classes start, and when you start sitting next to people, it'll come. And don't let being away from home make you nervous about making friends or really getting in the swing of things, because it comes to you faster than you think.
I mean, it was pretty difficult going into a situation from where I was in three classmates here at Triad, and then going into a class where one of my classes was 60. So that was the most difficult thing for me, was transitioning to a bigger class area.
I feel like it was pretty easy. I felt like I adjusted very well. Had a great first year, made good grades, and made some new friends. And so I think it was a pretty easy adjustment.
When I went in there, it was difficult for me because I was used to being around a Christian environment constantly, and in some situations, I was the only Christian believer, and so that was the most difficult change for me. It was a good chance to give my faith to others.
It's like there's some people that are just raised differently, and that can be good or bad. But sometimes when it's completely different than how you're raised, it can just be a real culture shock that these things are acceptable to them, and to you it's not.
When I first came to Triad, I think I was 12. I know I was in 5th grade, so I think I was 12, yeah.
So I don't know how old I was, because I'm gonna have to do some math. Just today I forgot my own age. I thought I was 20 when I'm actually 21, but I was in 9th grade.
It was a big transition because I was used to being the only one studying in my pajamas, having my math classes in the morning or any time that I wanted to. And then coming here, I was on a set schedule, and then I had other people, so it was a big change.
I think I was 16 years old. Yeah, I was one of the later ones. I went to a school before this, and that school it wasn't so hot. I didn't like it that much. And then when I came here, it was, my sister helped me find it, and it was just like God placed me here. And I wouldn't have wanted to, finish high school anywhere else.
My first memory was definitely when I came here for my first day. Allison Wilson, she didn't graduate from here, but she came up to me and said, "Do you want to be best friends?" So that was definitely my first memory, was meeting my first best friend here.
Of course, I've been a new kid a couple of times. I remember, sitting there, class starts, and I remember Miss Anderson, the first thing she said, "The old Miss Anderson is dead. This is the new Miss Anderson. The nice one's dead in the grave. This is the mean one." I'm like, what did I just get myself into? That wasn't true, I love Miss Anderson. She was a great teacher.
My first memory was probably when I was coming here with my mom, and she was like, "Let's just take a tour and see what it's all about." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it." And so Miss Hannah was giving us a tour, just seeing the school and just thinking, wow, this place is so nice, and coming in the classrooms and seeing the kids learn. And it was just, looking back at it, if I could do that moment over again, I would be so excited, because I'd be thinking this is going to be just one of your most memorable experiences, just these years you're going to have here. But at the moment, I was just thinking, I hope this all works out. And I think it's funny how God's like, yeah, I've got you. It's going to be okay.
I feel like just the whole 9th grade trip to Dollywood was my favorite moment. We stayed up late in our rooms. We went to the girls' house and we scared them outside. We went to the window and just jumped out and was scaring them. But that was a fun trip.
Definitely one of my favorite memories here at Triad was during a basketball game against Grace Academy. The clock was running down. It was the 4th quarter, and my sister steals the ball and passes it to me, and I shoot a 3 and make the buzzer beater to tie the game up, and we went into overtime, and we ended up winning the game. But that was definitely one of my favorite memories.
Probably when we were seeing my fellow classmates walk across the stage, at graduation, and then finally doing it myself, and then just looking around in the crowd and seeing all the people that I'd met, and seeing the people that came for me, and seeing the people there, really. And it just made me think, how wonderful an experience this was, and just how happy I was that me and my classmates could go through this together. And just one of those moments that when you enter something, you really don't know how God has it planned turning out. And when you walk away, and if it's something that God really wants for you, then it's something that you can really look back and think that was beautiful. And that's the first time I ever felt that way in my life. So I just remember thinking, like, this is really infinitely better than I would have originally thought it would turn out to be. Well, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I really think what makes Triad special is like the faculty and the whole system they have set up. I really think at a school, at all kinds, and this is even at Clemson, I can see that the most valuable thing to a school is really the teachers and the faculty, because you can have students that don't really want to learn, and you can have a teacher that can, make them want to learn. But at Triad, everyone that I came in contact with when I was here always wanted to see you do your best, and they would care to help you.
Of course, it's been growing, so it's building its foundation and all those things. And I feel like one of the things that is special about it is the family atmosphere. Because it's always been smaller, so like everybody knows each other. I knew everybody in high school, and of course, you never wanted to do anything with the middle schoolers, because they were the weird, awkward ones who thought the most weird things were funny, and you're just like, yeah. But and then you had like elementary who you thought was like adorable, like, oh my gosh, you guys are so adorable, and all that stuff. But like I was saying,
Well, definitely the teachers, they were always like my family here, and they were always willing to go the extra mile to help me out. So that's one aspect that makes Triad special. But then being a small student body, it makes everything seem like a family, and that was very special because you could walk down the hall, and if you're having a bad day, there's always going to be someone that says hello. I mean, everyone here, and it's nice to see a familiar face everywhere you go.
It's like a family. There's a family atmosphere, Everybody's helping each other out, There's really no rivalries, It's just a bunch of people who really love each other. Some other things I found special about Triad was, I like the athletic programs. My heart's for the basketball here. Of course, since I played on the team for Coach Bowers and Hemingway and Kruger, who was there, part of it. They're great people, great mentors, great coaches, great friends. They're really there to support you, and even the teachers here. I feel like they're awesome. They're always there for you. They you knew that they genuinely loved you. What they did was for you, and they were always there to help you. Even if it wasn't school related, they were always there to help me. I always had Miss Locklear. I would talk to her sometimes about some things, and Mr. Yates, and, Mr. Hemingway. All the other teachers. They were always there to help you in any way they can. Whether it was about the subject or not. And of course, one thing I love is you have the pastors here too. Of course they have chapels, and you had people like Jared and Toby who really invest some of their time into these students. And of course they're always there if you need to talk to them, so they're always on hand. If you're having a bad day or something's going on, you have them to talk to. If you really need some spiritual advice.
One story I remember, which is, I think I owe any of my success, if it can be called success, after Triad. I remember I had a history class with Miss Mannon, and she's the, I want to say, I guess, principal here now, but I remember I had turned in a paper to her, like the first one I ever turned in, and she had looked at it, and I think it was a paper or a test, and she looked at it, and she looked at me, and she's like, Matthew, you can do better than this. And not even in a mean way, just like I know you can. And that was the first time I think I had anybody really tell me that they expected more from me in a way that made me think the same for myself. And that's something that I cannot imagine such a few of my teachers would do. They would just see the grade or see the paper and just be like, this sucks, and just throw it away and not even care to tell you that you could do better. And that really has stuck with me. I think people like that in all classrooms really makes Triad special.
one valuable lesson I learned is when you have a guest speaker come into the class, don't be on your iPad playing games, because you will get in trouble and get demerits.
I mean, like, there's so many, like, cliche ones, like, try your hardest, do your best, stuff like that. But I guess I would say don't give up on yourself. Growing up in our day and age, I feel like there are a lot of reasons for kids in the 21st century to feel like their life isn't perfect, or like it's not what it should be, or other kids living a better life than me. Your life is better than you think it is, and that there might be some things that you don't like and that make you upset, but when you look at it from a different angle, it's a lot better than you think it is. And if there's ever anything you really don't like about your life, see if it's one of those things that you can't change. And if you can change it, then try your best too. And if you can't, then it's probably that God has a plan for it, and He can use everything for much greater than we think it can be used for. And so if I had to think of a lesson, then that would probably be it.
Leadership. I really felt like that helped me. I know that 12th grade year, when Austin Needham left, I stepped up and but I really felt like I really grew in that, and that has really helped me to really step up and be leaders and really be more outspoken, and help me to speak in front of people. So currently, right now, I just got out. I've taken a week off to do nothing, and then I go back to do a module. So that's kind of what I got planned, and I'm hoping that if everything goes good, that by the time I have 60 credits, I can sign up to do a accelerated MDiv, where I will start working on my master's my junior year, so that in 5 years or 4 years from now, I will have my master's and my bachelor's.
Well, hopefully I'll, graduate from college and then get a good job in athletic training, maybe even come back here and work to be the athletic trainer here. I'm just going wherever life takes me right now.
Cool.
My plan is to, graduate college, doing the best I can, and then hopefully go to law school. I haven't really thought about that many law schools I want to go to. My plan now is just to keep my GPA as high as possible, and then after I take the LSAT, just send those applications, get as many internships as I can, just to learn, because, out of high school, I thankfully, to my good teachers, I learned learning isn't so bad, and so it's given me a more desire to learn. So now I want to learn in a more hands-on aspect and just do some fun stuff, and hopefully I can bring glory to God with my life, and at the end look back and think, I did something with the gift of life that I have, because that's really what I want to be able to say.
Triad, you're a great school with some great teachers, some great students, some great coaches. You will grow, and you'll be a great school. I know you will. Just gotta keep pushing, and students gotta keep working hard, and teachers gotta keep pushing the students and keep showing them love, keep showing them the love of Christ. And I know this will be a great school. Stay classy, Triad.
Cut.